Alright, welcome back to Windrose, and we are going to talk today about making your own sawhorses. I am aware, among my little hodgepodge of junk over here until I get my town built, that this is, quote, sawhorse. To me, this looks more like a debarking station. You put your log on there, you get your tool out, you scrape the bark off, and then you move the log to process. Now, maybe this is accurate for a sawhorse of the time period. I, obviously being a modern human, am used to more of this style of a sawhorse, and I'm going to show you to build them. They're very easy, actually, to build. So you're going to come in here, and now you may not have access to everything in here, because maybe you haven't bought the timber wood ones or something like that. But at some point you'll get them. They're not that expensive, 10 gold usually for the cheaper ones, and some of them you can get without having any rank. So let's see, let's start with this leg, timber leg here. We are going to have snapping on, and let's make sure we're at 15 degrees by hitting the L key on the keyboard. There we go, 15 degrees. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to face it away from me directly, and then I'm going to go 2 turns. Snap it to facing away from me again, 2 turns. Boom. So now we have our legs, and let's start this one. We'll just mirror what we've got. So we got a big fat beam, right? And we're going to do 3 pieces across. Now, of course, you can make them as big as you want. I'm just using 3B, and I'm using 45 degree here. You can choose any type you like. Now, I like this off of the center instead of the end. I think it looks more appropriate. So we'll come off the center, go 2 turns. And there you go. I think we have a very handsome sawhorse indeed. Now, if you want to connect them, but you would like them to be really nice and straight, it's as simple as this. Make sure you're 90 degrees. Come off 2 of them. And now let's change to the smaller of the beams. We'll do 3 of those there. And let's see. Let's go to the other legs. 1, 2. 1, 2. I must have used the thinner ones. That's fine. We'll use the thicker ones here, and we'll use the thinner ones on the next one. That's alright. So 1, 2. Snap it in there. 1, 2. And there you go. So there's another one. And then we can get rid of these guys in the middle. And then this one we will do yet a different one to give you options of how you can do these. So let's do the large beam weathered. So if you want a more rustic, like it's just a log, and this time we will do the smaller ones. And then we're going to take these guys off too. So that gives you 3 different options of how you can make very nice sawhorses. Now, how you would do what's on top of there. So let's take, maybe we're going to chop a log. Okay, so we're going to put it roughly to 90 degrees because it's rare you're going to work at an angle. And we need to turn snapping off, P. And unfortunately, the Z key doesn't do much. So we're going to hover by coming out some and raising our mouse. Get it to where it's just set. Turn snapping back on with the P key. Unfortunately, this one's a little bit lower because this guy is a big, tall. But you get the idea. So now we have that running across. Now let's, on these guys, we'll mirror that. If you want to build, say you're building your railing, right? Your little catwalk outside of your gatehouse. That's going to be more something like maybe this guy, right? We're going to turn it this way. Right there. Snapping off. This one is a little unfortunate. You have to place it to where it overlaps a little bit. I'm not that happy with that, but you know what? We do what we can do. Now we can go back snapping. So now it looks like we've got our board that runs across it, which magically disappeared. Okay. Just reasons. And we're nailing them to the invisible board because it disappeared. And then we're taking it and we're popping it up there. So this gives you another way to... It's not that we don't have a ton of decorations, because we do. You know, we got all kinds of stuff here. But we always want more. And we want different things to make our base look unique compared to somebody else's base. So if you want a little log timber camp, set yourself up one. Right next to some trees, leave a felled tree. I don't know how long they stay on the ground. Leave a felled tree along with some of this style right here next to it in like a nice little pile, and then some sawhorses near it, and maybe the debarking tool also. And it'll look great. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one.